Hello you guys, I don't know if you can hear me because we're outside and it's really loud, but we're here, we're at the convention. I'll let you see the convention centre in a minute. Fucking traffic. I'll give you a shot of across the way as well, and I don't know how close in I'm zoomed. Am I zoomed in close? Monstrosity of a building. And also I didn't vlog it because I didn't want to seem weird or strange, but I just met Scott Wilson. He's the nicest guy. Oh my god. No, it's okay. That's my mum, by the way, saying do I want her to hold the camera, but I've learned through the internet that wouldn't be a vlog if someone else held it. But he's the nicest guy, and I will talk more about it in a while, but yeah, that's just me checking in now. This is what the lobby looks like.
I've actually sent my staff.
There's actually a lot of cosplayers. It's really cool. Look at her off. She's got a spider on her back. Maybe. Here? Is that real? Oh no, it's a replica. Is that a replica? We have Joker's King. Ah yes, the rope. Everyone knows the rope. Yeah. So that one is Deadshots. Is that Deadshots, yeah? That says replica. But like those ones don't, so I don't really know what that means. But if you know whether they're the genuine ones or whatever. And then into the main room. I have to say it's really awesome this year. There is so much stuff. Like I can't even. So I came across this good looking lady. Right, we have a caution area. She has tattoos as well. She's all tattoos in her arm. She's creepy looking. These are, I think, the replicas of their props. Batman and Superman. And we have a White Walker just chilling. It's kind of what I look like in the morning, to be honest.
Ready.
This is going up the escalator then. Whoop, better not fall over. Maybe that's the view then that you have. I'm trying to film and I'm getting so dizzy it isn't even funny. Oh, what's going on down there? found somewhere quiet to film because the convention has been unbelievably noisy. I mean, duh, it's a convention. But we're just waiting now to get our photo up with Scott Wilson because his is the last of the day. It's on like 4:30. And keep in mind, I've been up since like 6, I think, and I went to sleep at about 3:30. So I'm running on no sleep. Hardly any food. We had these weird gluten-free meatballs. And I want to show you guys mommy. Say hello. Do you want to come here so you can see yourself?
No.
Yeah, you're in frame.
How do you know?
Because they can see the reflection in the mirror. This is how I film when I'm in my room. And a lovely backdrop we have as well of the toilets. Very nice. Hello, everyone's been nagging me to put you in videos. Seriously, like all the comments are like, because they know you watch The Walking Dead as well. And all the comments are like, get your mother in one of the reaction videos. I think she should come into the finale, or the premiere of season 7, because she has her own predictions to who she thinks it could be.
Rick.
Especially because Kirkman came out and said that Rick isn't going to survive the Walking Dead universe, like he'll die and it'll continue on without him. If it is Rick, she's one of the very few people, one of the probably only people I've ever heard to say to think it could be Rick. So if it is, Mummy, you're shocked to see was right. So I just said I'd check in with you guys, and that's it really. Alright, so it is the day after Dublin Comic Con. I am so tired. I am so tired. I think I mentioned it in one of the clips that I took that I literally got 2 hours sleep before getting up to leave to go to the con. I am all over the place. So we got there just before doors opened. I think we were there at like 10. We were 9 or 10 we got there. I don't know. We were there half an hour before the doors opened. We got in then, we all knew where we were going. I went to my mom, my dad and my brother. My brother wanted to meet Kevin Eastman, but he had a photo op with him pretty much first thing. But what he really wanted was his autograph. So my brother went and queued for the photo op line and I ran and queued for his autograph. Now the queues at this stage of the morning were pretty tame. There wasn't many people there queuing yet for autographs. So I went up to Eastman with my mom and I picked out a picture for him to sign, and myself and my mother were telling him that my brother is such a massive fan and that my brother was waiting over in the photo op line, and Kevin was like, well, why isn't he over here, you know, getting the autograph? And I was explaining to him he was afraid if he left the photo op queue that he'd miss you somehow. So he was kind of laughing, and I was telling him that Sam collects comics. He's an avid comic collector. He wants to be an artist when he gets older. And this isn't like a phase for Sam either. He's been into comics since he was like 7. So he's been doing this for a few years now. We all thought it was a phase when it started as well, because every kid kind of likes comics. So we thought, well, he'll grow out of it or whatever, and he hasn't. So then we got the thing signed by Kevin Eastman, and we went over to the photo op line where we gave Sam the autograph that we just gotten. He was buzzing with excitement. And then from behind us, because we went to the top of the queue and my brother is like, we were just giving him something, we weren't joining the queue. From behind us we heard someone going, where's Sam? Where's this Sam? In like an American accent. And myself and my mother just froze. We were like, is that? And we turned around and Kevin Eastman was coming to get into the photo op booth. He was coming up along the queue and he spotted me and my mom, so he came up to us and he looked at my brother and he was like, are you Sam? And my brother, God help us, he didn't know what to do. He didn't know like how he knew his name or anything. Sam was just like, yeah. And then he got talking to him about comics and about collecting and about art and about different styles and about what types are his favourites. So myself and my mother backed off and let Sam have his moment. Like we left the queue and we let him talk to him. And he was the most incredibly sweet man. And then after he got his photo up with him, Kevin told him to go over to his autograph line and he'd sign the photo up for him. And Sam, he was nearly crying with excitement when he came out, and he was like, oh my God. So then we went back over to his autograph line. He signed the photo up for my brother and he didn't charge him which I thought was so sweet, because Sam was kind of fumbling in his pockets trying to see if he, you know, had the money for the second autograph, because we'd already gotten his autograph that morning and he didn't charge him. So I cannot say enough about Kevin Eastman, about how sweet he is. Like, everyone knows he's insanely talented. He was the co-creator of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so everyone knows he's insanely talented, but like, I didn't expect him to be that nice, and he really did make Sam's day. After that then, I got in the line just beside his, which was, or no, it was the second line over from his, which was for Scott Wilson's autograph. At this point there was like 3 or 4 people in the line for Scott's autograph, and I was like, how is there so little people here? But I queued up with my mom, and this was my first time meeting a Walking Dead cast member with my mother. And Scott, who plays Herschel, was her favourite character ever. As soon as he came on the show, she loved him. And she started watching the show after I did, so I'd already completed it. I knew that Herschel died. She used to love Dale, and then Dale died in the show. And then she loved somebody else, and that person died as well. So then when she started loving Herschel, she was like, he better not fucking die, I swear. And I was like, okay, Mum, just keep watching. So we got up to Herschel, or we got up to Scott, and he, you know, hi, how are you, all that. He asked me how I was, and he could tell just by looking at me that I was nervous. And I said it to him, I was like, I'm really nervous, but really honoured to meet you. And he was kind of like, why are you nervous? And I was saying to him, it's my favourite, The Walking Dead's my favourite show. I'm starting a sleeve of tattoos for the show. That your character was one of my favourite characters on the show. And I said to him, and you were my mother's favourite character, and my mom was standing beside me. So my mom then was like, so then he looked at my mom and he started talking to her. He's like, hi, how are you, whatever. And she was saying how much she loved Herschel, and I kind of butted in and I was like, Herschel's death was the only death to this day on the show that made her cry. No other death made her cry. And she was like, yeah, it's true. And Scott just kind of laughed, and he was signing my picture and he went, yeah, made me cry too. And that made me feel so horrible, because obviously when his character got killed off, he wasn't going to be on the show anymore. So it must have been so hard for him to come to the realisation that you're not going to be on the show anymore, when you've already gelled so well with the cast. I recently got a tattoo on the back of my arm. It's a massive piece. I haven't shown you guys yet, because you know I'm waiting until my sleeve is done till I show you. But I got a massive Walking Dead piece on the back of my arm, and it's got to do with Herschel, and I got it like 2 weeks ago. So I showed it to him. I was like, I actually got a tattoo kind of representing Herschel. So I showed it to him, and he was just like, wow. And he high-fived me, and we were just talking a little bit, and then we were saying goodbye. I don't know why, but I was really shy for some reason. I mean, you know, he's a cast member, one of my favourite shows, so I was just like, it was lovely meeting you. He came out from, he was sitting at like a high table, so he was on like, kind of, the only way I can describe it would be like a bar stool. It was like a really highly raised stool and then a highly raised table. He got down off the stool and he was like, where's my hug? So he gave me a hug, and then he walked past me to give my mother a hug, and we said our goodbyes, whatever. Before that we'd been talking about Ireland as well, and we were asking, have you ever been in Ireland? And he was saying that he had. I can't remember where he said, I think he said Dingle or Derry or somewhere like that. He has been in Ireland anyway. And he said it's a beautiful country and the people are lovely. And we were like, thank you. So that was meeting Scott. That was amazing, because he was my mum's favourite character, and even to this day she's never really gelled with a character like she did with Herschel. She's never loved a character as much as she loved him, so it was so lovely to be with her as well while she got to meet him. The rest of the day then we walked around. I bought a lot of merch, a lot, more than I should have, but I had been saving for this because I went last year and I had no money with me. I think I bought one thing last year, and I knew this year that I would want merch, because even at Walker Stalker I didn't buy much merchandise. I bought like 2 or 3 things, not even. So I decided to save this year and to just kind of go a bit mad at Dublin Comic Con. I have some of the merch up behind me. I don't know if you can see it in frame, you probably can't, but I'll go through it anyway with you. There was a few Negan cosplayers, which was so cool to see. At one point 2 fellas dressed as Negan walked past each other. I was at a stall looking at pop figures, and I turned around and there was 2 fellas dressed as Negan walking, and they both had Lucille as well over their shoulder, and they kind of looked at each other and they nodded and kept going. And I was like, I just saw 2 Negans nod at each other. There was a woman cosplaying as Michonne, which I thought was awesome as well. I don't think I saw anyone dressed as Rick. There could have been, but I only had 2 hours sleep, so I was like a zombie my fucking self. Speaking of zombies, I got a really cool clip of a zombie. So basically there was like a chain fence, and there was a woman in there first, and then she left, and then a man went in her place. And one of the man, actually, I went up, I just wanted to film him before I left because I didn't get a close-up of him. But when I went up to the fence to film him, he started freaking out, and then he climbed onto the fucking fence, and he was kind of messing, going at people, like growling or hissing at people. But then he noticed that I was filming him, and I was the only one filming him. Everyone just made like a big broad circle. They all started backing off when he came out from behind the fence, and I was standing there like that with the camera, and then he just started fucking coming at me. He was very funny. And he caught me a few times as well throughout the day. He was walking through the convention and he'd just come up behind you and just freak you out. Overall, the stalls this year were just the best that they've been. I mean, I think the convention is in its 4th year now, which, you know, it's still relatively new. But oh my god, the amount of merchandise they had, it was absolutely fantastic. They had so much different stuff. The guests they had this year were fantastic. I didn't talk to Tom. He was the actor that was there from Game of Thrones. I didn't talk to him because his line was long enough, but I don't feel like I love Game of Thrones enough to pay to meet an actor from the show. Now, he looked like a lovely man, lovely fella. He was super attractive. I gotta give it to him. Wow. But kind of seeing him from a distance was enough for me. Jim Beaver was there from Supernatural. Now, his queue all day long, relentlessly, all day, his queue was fucking insane. And I understand why, because he's a lovely man. So we kind of walked around, we bought a lot of merch. And then the last thing of the day was my photo op with Scott. And I said to my mum, look, come into the photo with me. He's your favourite character from the show. And she tried to back out. She was like, no, it's your moment. But she did, thank God, she did end up coming into the photo with me. And I have it here. I don't know now if that'll pick up on camera. If it doesn't, I'll just try and insert a picture for you guys. So they had the door from the hospital that says, you know, don't open dead inside, or don't dead open inside. Such a lovely guy. And the photo ops with Scott weren't rushed at all. Like, we got to talk to him as well. Like, last year at the Michael Rooker photo ops, it was very quick. Like, the camera flash would go off and the next person would be in. And like you guys have known, if you watched my video on Walker Stalker, the photo ops are that way as well. They're really quick. You get your photo taken, gone, next. Like, you can't see, but like at the sides here, it kind of came out towards you. So it was kind of like you were going into a corridor. But the walls just ended, and then, you know, there was just the regular convention floor all around here, and we were told we could leave our bags kind of outside the set, so they gave us time. They were like, it's your turn now. So as we were walking up to Scott, they gave us time to put our bags down, to shake hands with the man, say hello to him, get our photo taken, and then afterwards we had just a brief chat where, you know, my mum was thanking him for coming over, telling him that we appreciated him being here, and we hoped that he got to see a bit of the country, and we hoped he enjoyed himself and that the convention wasn't too much for him. And he was really nice. And then we drove home. On the way home now, we had a bit of a scary experience with a bus. Jesus, the drivers up in Dublin, they're something else. We were trying to get on the motorway after coming out of the venue. Like, we were in the proper lane we should have been, but a big fucking bus. It was a Dublin airport bus. It didn't see our car. The bus driver, I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but he pulled across the front of our car. I swear to, like, my dad had to swerve to avoid being hit. Like, it gave us the fright of our life. It was definitely the closest that we'd come to being in a car accident. And it was 100% the bus driver's fault. He pulled in front of us without even seeing us. And the nose of the bus, like, I was waiting to hear the sound of it colliding with the car. It was that close. Now, thankfully nothing happened, and thank God we all got home safe and sound. But I think that people, especially bus drivers, like, they're higher up, you know, and their bus is fucking huge. They should just pay more attention to other people on the road. I know, even from where I'm from, and from experience, the bus drivers are generally, you know, they're dangerous because they're bigger vehicles and stuff, so you need to be careful around them, but they need to be more careful as well, and they need to watch where they're going, because, like, my brother, God help us, got the fright of his life. But all that being said, it was probably the best day I've had since Walker Stalker. I mean, the merch I got so much merch. I can't wait to show you guys. My brother had the best day ever. He got to meet a comic artist that he loved. It was so much fun. It was and even my mum and dad had so much fun. So I guess I'll just show you some of the merch I got. Now, I have some of the stuff I got already up on the wall. I think I'll just insert pictures or stuff from before I put it up, because that would be easier than getting up and bringing the camera around my room. So one of the first things I got was a poster. Now, if you guys watched my review on Suicide Squad, you know my feelings in the movie, you know my feelings on Leto's Joker. I got just a poster of Jared as the Joker. It's a close-up. Now, this is something that I couldn't find in my hometown. They didn't have any of just Jared as the Joker. So I was really happy to find that. Oh. Okay, it literally feels like Christmas up in here right now. So I got 4 pop figures. Well, actually I got 3. One of them I got from a different website. I ordered it like 2 weeks ago. I'll show you that in a minute. So the first pop that I got is I got Bicycle Girl. She was the first walker that we got to see properly up close, like a proper up close scene of, and I always loved Bicycle Girl. I know she's a very iconic walker, of course, and everyone knows who she is. Am I very far back? Oh. I decided to get Bicycle Girl because I want to collect some of the walkers from the show. And then to go with Bicycle Girl, I got the RV walker. Now this is the walker that Andrea stabbed in the eyeball with is that a screwdriver? Loved that. I thought that was absolutely amazing. And you guys know as well that I don't keep my pop figures in boxes. So I will be taking them out of the boxes. I just kept them in the boxes to show you guys. And then the last pop I got from the con was I got Morgan. Now Morgan was a pop figure that I had been looking for a while. I couldn't find him anywhere in my town. So when I saw Morgan I was like, mine! And then I'll have to find the name of the website for you guys because this website was pretty cool. And I don't know if you can see as well, but I have a new Negan poster up on the wall behind me. EMP, that's the name. So there's this website called EMP, and from there I got Well Walker. Now I'll take him out of the box and I'll show you guys like his body because he's cool. So this fella, because he's the Well Walker, he comes apart. So you can put him together like that. Or he comes apart. How cool is that? Look, you. So I thought he was really cool. I loved him. I've wanted Well Walker for ages, but again I couldn't find him anywhere in my town. So I bought him online, I think it was last week. And I got the poster as well from EMP. I'll show you guys a close-up of the poster in a minute. It's my first Negan poster and I love it. Next up then is something that I've wanted since last year's Dublin Comic Con. Last year they had these figures and they were really expensive, and like I said, I brought hardly any money last year, so when I saw them this year I was like, I'm gonna buy them. Originally I just got the Rick one, but I had to go back for the Michonne one because Michonne. I got the McFarlane Toys 10-inch Deluxe Rick Grimes. Can you guys even see him? The fucking glare. And I got the Michonne one. The Michonne one is so badass. So they were something that I just, oh god, I'd wanted since last year. I was going to get the Daryl one because you know that there's, currently I think there's only 3 of these out. There's Michonne, Daryl and Rick. I wanted to get the Daryl one, but they didn't have him anywhere. But I wasn't too bummed out because I was so excited when I found the Michonne one. So those are like the figures I got. Oh, I got, I don't want to get up now and get him. But I got the Daryl McFarland figure as well. I'll probably just insert a picture to show you guys. Now, onto the other things. So I also got Scott Wilson's autograph. I got 3 prints of kind of like just photos of the cast or the actors. I got that one behind me, which is of Andy and Norman. Again, I might insert a close-up. I got the Negan poster, which I'm just going to get up and show you guys. Now, so that was the Norman and Andy poster I was telling you about. And then just above that I have a Negan poster. Now that one is so amazing. I'm literally obsessed with it. I also got this. It's just like a photo mounted on some card of Daryl, and those are actually, I think they're my favourite walkers that I've seen on the show ever. They're the burnt walkers. I thought they were so gross, they were so icky. I absolutely loved them. They're probably my favourite walkers that we've seen so far. I got, oh, there's my Scott one. There's my signed Scott photo. I got that image of Daryl because it's my favourite image of Daryl from the show. And I got that other image of Negan. Oh, and there's Gravedigger Daryl as well, lurking in the background. I also got the shirt that I'm wearing just because it's comfortable to wear around the house. You know, it's soft, it's nice. It just says Daryl Dixon. So I think that's everything that I want to say about Dublin. I think I got in everything as well. Oh, I got a keyring as well. I didn't show you guys that. Now, when it comes to keyrings, I do have an absolute weakness. I have way too many keyrings on my keys. I might actually get my keys and show them to you guys because it's actually fucking hilarious how many keyrings I have. So here are the keys I was talking about. Now the funny thing about these keys is I only have 2 actual keys on the whole thing. I got this at last year's Dublin Comic Con. Darl. I got that at last year's Dublin Comic Con. So I got this a year before Suicide Squad came out. I got that at a Taylor Swift concert in Dublin because I love Taylor so much. That's just a Walker Hunter keyring. We have a Sherlock keyring. I'm Sherlock because I'm obsessed with Sherlock. I just have a little keyring with my name on it and what my name means. I've had this keyring for absolute years. I have a 30 Seconds to Mars keyring that I got at one of their shows a few years back. I have a little K because my name's Kate, starts with a K. But my mum actually got me this one out in Bunratty last year on my birthday, so when I turned 19 she got me this. Not as a birthday present like or anything, she just picked it up for me because I love little things like that. I have a tiny little keyring that says Jared. It's on like a tiny little license plate, like this thing is like tiny. I got this I think 5 years ago in New York, and that's for Jared Leto because I quite like that human. This one then is one of my favourite keyrings. It's actually one of the favourite things that I own. It's a gigantic key. It says London. But this I bought when I went to London for the first time ever by myself. I flew to London 2 years ago on my own to meet One Direction. And this was the only thing I bought myself. But I was in the airport on the way home and I saw it. And I just wanted a little reminder of the first time I ever left my country by myself. Because that was just a trip in itself. It was an adventure and a half. I'd never been outside my own city by myself. I'd never left the city that I was born and grew up in alone before this trip. So it was quite a big milestone for me. And I have my two little club cards. My Tesco club card and my Duns, where you at? And my Duns club card. So out of this monstrosity, yeah, there are 2 keys. 2. So I bought this, but I don't know, looking at it now, I think it's too chunky to use on my keys. It is really well made though, I mean it's really sturdy. But I just think I have enough on my keys. So I might hang that somewhere in my room. So that is all that I have to say about Dublin Comic Con. I hope you guys enjoyed the footage or whatever clips I took, or, you know, the pictures of the stuff I got. I just thought I'd share it with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you all soon.